We got number 21 Iowa traveling to Southern California to face off against the number 17 Trojans, 2:30 Central. We got some bad weather coming to Southern California. I don't know how Iowa does it. They bring bad weather and ugly games with them. Their goal is to just lower the viewership. If you watch that Iowa-Oregon game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What's an Iowa brand of football? Oh, it's ugly. Ooh, it's nasty. It's disgusting. It is not finger looking good. I'll tell you that for free. So what is this game going to look like? What are the stakes that we have here? Iowa obviously coming off of a very emotional loss to an Oregon team that was able to beat them at their own style. And now they're having to travel across the country to face off against a USC team who has their entire season in front of them, with the following weekend, funny enough, being against Oregon, which could be kind of a mini playoff game. I mean, if USC wins that, they'll be in the playoffs. If we're looking at Oregon's resume, if they were to lose at home to USC, being a 10-2 team, that leaves them at a larger risk than probably many people were expecting for that third Big Ten team, potentially a fourth one, while USC would be stamping their trip to the college football playoff. So there's a lot of pressure on this USC team in Lincoln Riley. Honestly, you have an Iowa team that's going to be working with house money, but does that even really matter when you know that Iowa isn't a team that will take, I guess, their risks with it? I guess this is the time where if there's somehow a flea flicker, a fake punt, you could throw the kitchen sink at USC at this point, but what is a kitchen sink for Iowa? Whereas USC, what I worry for them is them playing tight, them coming in and being concerned that Iowa is going to get this into an ugly game and all these different factors baked into it. Will Lincoln Riley choke away his college football playoff opportunity? Will it die before it even gets started, if that makes sense, because you have Oregon on deck? I wrote down very simply, take the game. That is the biggest thing I can say about Iowa and USC. Which team is going to take the game? Because I said it for Iowa and Oregon. And uncharacteristically, when we look at Iowa, they kind of gave away the game. But 9 times out of 10, Iowa is a team that is going to let you make mistakes, and they're always going to capitalize on them. That's how they close the gap in the talent roster. If it is an Iowa game and you don't just blitz them and overwhelm them with your offensive talent, and based on the weather reports, it kind of leans into probably getting into another Iowa type of game. I think a lot of the casuals and people that don't watch college football, at least in 2025, look at Lincoln Riley, and then they probably last watched, I don't know, Caleb Williams go scramble around. They think Lincoln Riley, that the air raid guy, the guy that just wants to throw the ball all over the place, he doesn't play any Big Ten football. Who's Jaden Mayava? They have a fruit at wide receiver, Makai Lemon, and they're not going to be able to put up points against this rough and tough Iowa team, even at home. Well, I'm here to break the news to you that USC is not the USC of the past. Is it completely perfect of what a traditional Big Ten team is? No, far from it. The defense is improved. Is it where it needs to be? Probably not. But this offense can run the damn ball. And I made an entire YouTube video talking about how Jaden Mayava fits the USC and Lincoln Riley offense better than Caleb Williams. Now, pause. Let me explain and elaborate. Caleb Williams, and what he was great at was breaking the pocket, scrambling, improvising. That's not an offensive system, contrary to probably like Cliff Kingsbury and Johnny Manziel, where that was the system. Caleb was very good at those things. And he was also good being in the confines of the system as well. But where he felt the most free and where you got the Patrick Mahomes comparisons was him playing on the outside and creating within space. That's why we see a lot of friction, at least early in the year, for the Chicago Bears between Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, because Ben Johnson wants a guy that's on time and within rhythm and playing within the confines of the offense. He wants him to color in between the lines, not on the outside. Jaden Mayava, though not as talented as Caleb Williams, that's not a news flash, that's not a shocker to virtually anybody, will play within the confines of this offense due to probably his limitations as an athlete comparative to like a generational talent like Caleb Williams. And so I think that allows for your floor and your consistency to be a lot higher than what the Lincoln Riley led offenses with Caleb at the helm was in the early 2020s. So when you have that, I think USC is going to be in a very good position to win this game, even if it becomes an Iowa type of game. And we have proven fact that they are able to step up at home against a physical team that plays a more enlightened version or a more modernized version of what Iowa likes to do, with Michigan coming to town, and USC dominated them. I feel very confident USC gets the job done here. I think Lincoln Riley quietly, if you really pick up and read the tea leaves across the board on some of what people are saying rumors wise about him, and the pressure that is on this season to perform and not just be an 8-4, 7-5 program, but to elevate to a 10-2, 9-3 program. I think this is their spot to really step up and show that their physicality can't be overwhelmed by an Iowa team that wants to shrink the game down, force you to make mistakes. They will capitalize because they're not going to make any mistakes traditionally. And though it's scary to bet all my chips in a very high pressurized spot for an Iowa team that is basically working with house money here, I'm picking USC to win, and I'm picking them to cover. I think this is the USC moment, especially with it being at home. I'm feeling very comfortable in this spot, even with them being outplayed by Nebraska for about 2.5, 3.5 quarters there. I think that they're a different team at home, and I'm trusting them to win.